Advanced practice to supersize you. Annual challenge day 238. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. We're going to talk about that and the you in our super process. Yesterday we talked about what is our desired situation. What is our specific state that we want to achieve? What do we want to get out of one area or spiritual aspect of our life? What goal do we have set for ourselves? So we want to know what that specific target and endpoint is. Now today, the U stands for uncover what is, meaning we're going to look at, without judging, what is our current situation? We can't get from where we are to where we want to be if we don't know where we are. And if we don't honestly assess and write down where are we. We wrote down our goal yesterday. I hope you wrote down your goal yesterday. And today we're going to look at, okay, what is the truth of that? How far are we from our desired state with respect to spirituality? It's going to be different for each and every one of us, but set a goal. Here's the goal. Where am I today? Be brutally honest. You don't have to share. You can just share done in the comments below. But we're going to do that first and foremost today so we don't forget to get through our super framework this month. Now, our topic today is an advanced practice. And really, it's a twist on a practice that we've already talked about. And that is the practice of gratitude. Do you appreciate the things that happen to us? Now, it's really easy to appreciate and be grateful for the good things that happen to us and the good things and the things that are working out in our life. The other side of that is learning to find the lesson. I like to call it the lesson learned in everything that happens to us. I believe, and you don't have to believe this or not, but I think if we look back in our life, we see this. It's why I like the lifeline exercise so much, which I probably should have covered since we're talking about this. But if we look back at past experiences, and I've done this a lot, untangled so I could let go of some of the hurt, some of the, drama and trauma that has happened in my life. And so I could understand that and forgive myself for the part I played in it, forgive the other people because they probably don't even know or care anymore, and move on to create the life that I want for myself and those I love and care about, and the people I'm here to serve and influence and impact and make a difference in their life. And that can't happen if I don't let go of some of the garbage that's happened to me, just like all of us need to. So today's twist on gratitude is to appreciate and find the lesson in the bad things that have happened to us. Now, I don't know about you, but I've had some bad things happen to me. I've dropped dead in one of my businesses before, and I'm lucky that I'm still here today to talk about it. But if I look back on my life, that is probably one of, if not the most monumental events that has happened in my life. Would I have called it good at the time? Hell no, right? When I woke up in a coma, the first words out of my mouth were WTF and not the initials, because I had no idea where I was, where I'd been, and what was going on. And then from that point on, it was literally like starting over and saying, okay, this is where I am. I'm freaking lucky to be awake and alive. What do I do next? And what am I going to do now? And so, lucky for me, I had a few months of cardiac rehab to work through not only the physical challenges and the physical changes that had happened and needed to happen in my life, but the mental, spiritual, and emotional ones as well. And those were probably the most important, because if I hadn't learned those lessons, I wouldn't still be here years later. The vast majority of people that have an event like that, a sudden cardiac arrest, don't make it. They don't even survive the event, much less the aftermath. And if we don't change our lifestyle and our thinking and all kinds of other things, we don't last very long either. So lucky for me, knock wood, I was willing to research and learn and study and grow and figure out what wasn't working in my life and let go of those things and do more of what is working and what does work in my life. So our challenge today, of course, is going to be to write a gratitude statement or gratitude entity or entry into your notebook, and you can burn it and throw it away if you want after the fact. But what is one bad thing that you thought was totally bad and devastating at the time that you learned a lesson from? I got a bunch of those. I've lost jobs. I've lost or let go of relationships that were bad for me that I stayed in too long. I had a sudden cardiac arrest. I've had massive health challenges, in at least 3 times in my life, I've had pretty big health challenges. And throughout my 20s and 30s, I had eye problems and eye challenges, shots in the eyes and surgery on the eyes and things like that. So didn't stick either. Anyway, that's a topic for another day too. So today, 2 action items. Number 1, be brutally honest with where you are spiritually with respect to the goal that you're setting for by the end of this year. Number 2, unravel and look for the lesson that you learned in one bad traumatic or dramatic experience that you've had in your past. I think it's a pretty safe bet to bet that almost everybody has had something they considered bad that happened in their life. Now, initially, I considered my cardiac arrest a bad thing. But really, now I look back at it, I celebrate my death day every year. Why? Because that was a turning point in my life, even more important to me than my birthday, in terms of me being me and choosing how I wanted to show up in the world. And to me, that is the ultimate in personal power and taking personal responsibility. I own that happened to me because I obviously needed a big wake-up call and a big lesson to turn around what I was doing in my life and to make different choices. And that's exactly what I've done. So, any questions about this? If you need any help with this, if you've got something that happened and you're not really able to see the lesson in it and you need help, just reach out and ask. Otherwise, go out and make it an amazing day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.